我叔叔给，我叔叔。
Welcome everyone to this special event. We are very fortunate to be here in the presence of His Holiness, the the Dalai Lama, who is the foremost respected of Tibetan Buddhism in the world. He was recognized as the Dalai Lama of Tibet when he was only 2 years old and enthroned at the age of 5. When he was just 15 years old, the communist Chinese forces invaded Tibet, at which time he accepted full political leadership at the heartfelt request of his people. In spite of his huge political and social responsibility throughout his life, His Holiness has always focused most fully upon his own religious studies and training. This has been his great sources of the inner strength in the face of all the traumatic events that have occurred over the decade. His Holiness is famous throughout the world as a man of peace. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989. Recognition of his constant effort to reconcile the concerns of his people in Tibet and those of the government of the People's of Republic of China. He continues to work toward this goal, taking to heart the need of both the Tibetan and the Han Chinese people. His Holiness is also well known as a proponent of interfaith dialogue and environment concerns. He speaks on all those subjects and works in the whatever way he can to bring happiness and reduce suffering in the world. His Holiness embodied the Buddha's teaching on the compassion for all sentient beings and wisdom, seeing the nature of reality through having internalized those teachings. His Holiness maintain a deep depth of inner peace, wisdom, and compassion that is the mark of a true great spiritual master. We are most fortunate to be here now to hear His Holiness commentary on the text of such holy Indian Buddhist masters over the next few days. Shantatevas guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life and the Kamala Shila's stage of meditation. These texts show the practitioners how to training and transmission their own mind. Through studying and meditation upon them, a student can eventually develop the qualities of their spiritual master. The lineage of the instruction that has been passed down for centuries is now being passed on to us here by one of the great spiritual masters in the world today. So let us rejoice and listen to His Holiness' words with as much enthusiasm and devoted attention as possible. Your Holiness, thank you so much.
Thank you, Geshe. So we two now competing, his English and my English. I think he may have I think more knowledge, vocabulary. So maybe my English, I don't know. But his is a typical thing. And when he speaks English, there's certain sort of accent. So he comes from the Zhang area. So the Tibetan, they are sort of dialect, a little different than my dialect. Of course, I come from Amdo, but grown up in Lhasa. So my dialect, the Lhasa dialect. So in his English language also, the Zhang dialect. Right from the beginning, I remember when he mentioned also, he mentioned Allah so. So that's a typical Zangbas dialect. So since I think mid-50, I know him because one young, bright student. So now, up to now, he remained as a good monk and practiced well. I think he implemented what he's learned. That's good. So thank you very much. Now here, for the next few days, lecture on Buddhism. Usually, at the beginning, I want to make clear that the different people with different cultural heritage, as well as faith, different faith, basically it suits the local people. because the cultural heritage, I think, developed something like evolution. So it happened according the environment and the lifestyle, and through that way, it's something homegrown. So each individual cultural heritage is something very related with the concerned people. So now here in the West, your cultural heritage very much sort of influenced or related with Judeo-Christian background. So therefore, it is very, very, I think, relevant to keep your own tradition, including your own faith. So sometimes I notice the change religion and the lifestyle also change. And even furnitures in the house also sometimes change. That looks strange. So it is much better to remain part of your own society like that.